Welcome to the John Show with your host, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show. This is episode 165. If you can't tell, I just got done coughing. Let me take a little bit of let me take a little bit of drink of this La Croix, a proud sponsor of the Juan Solo Show. Watch me get a cease and desist letter saying that, hey, bro, you gotta take that out. You have to take that out of your podcast because we don't know who you are, but we know enough that anyone who's willing to call their show the Juan Solo Show is never, ever going to be part of the La Croix sparkling water community. Woo! Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing great. This, like I said, this episode 165. We're live. We're kicking. I don't know. Something crawled up my asshole. Ever since that sickness, I don't know. Did I tell you guys about that last week? I guess I was still kind of under the weather last week, so I wasn't really able to really excrete how I felt. I guess I was okay. If you can't tell, Hawaiian shirt number 2 of the podcast. I think it's a good look. I don't understand why I never wore these before. The thing is, every time I get paid, I'm buying a couple. My dad gave me some, and I'm just gonna build up a bunch of them because they're great shirts, and I get why. This is the truth. I get why you always see in movies guys when they're like, we know this badass, but he's out in the middle of nowhere, and so we have to go get him. And it cuts to like, bam, out, like just a guitar solo, and this guy you see like a red Corvette, a log cabin, and then there's this guy in the back with a cigarette in his mouth, and he's just swinging, hitting balls into the lake. And this is the thought I always had during that was because I was like, well, buddy, like, shouldn't you just be hitting that into like a fence or something that you can catch them? Because that's a lot of money you're wasting. Isn't golf balls expensive? Even as a kid, I thought this. But what were they always wearing? Hawaiian shirts. They usually had them unbuttoned a little bit. See, that's why I had it unbuttoned for a while. But that's the thing. I don't see, I go from like when I have it buttoned up, the Hawaiian shirt, I look somewhat respectable. But now I just look like with the mustache and the curly hair, I look like that cousin, the Jewish cousin that you like, yeah, don't talk to him. He's not the good one. He had so much potential. So much. And then he just threw it all away. Or I look like an Italian. If I had a ring, I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to lie. Ever since I started wearing these, I'm like, I think I could pull off a fucking pinky ring. I really do. Like a little nice thin one just on my right pinky. But I'm like, John, calm. You have to eat. In moments like this, men, what you got to do, you got to sit yourself down. You got to really, really evaluate everything and understand. The Hawaiian shirts is one thing. Picking up golf as a hobby is another thing. Those two things are okay. You're doing okay. If you get a pinky ring, John, you are going into a different class of male. A different class. Do you want to be that man? And that's where I sit sometimes. That's what the Hawaiian shirt does to you if you don't live in Hawaii and wear Hawaiian shirts all the time. Granted, I grew up most of my childhood was in Hawaii, so I kind of feel like I get a pass. But I don't have any Italian in me, but I do have some Greek. My father is Egyptian and Greek. So wouldn't that mean I have like a little bit of a sway of getting a pinky ring? I can, racially, it's like, oh, okay. He's not Italian, but he is part of them. And then like, being also Jewish. Like, it's so weird. But if you look at me, you're like, yeah, you could be any one of those things at any time. It is the most insane thing, John. It is crazy because growing up, going into the synagogue, people would look at me and my dad all the time. And they would look at us and they would be like, wow, like, you guys look just alike. And my dad's this little 5'9" man. And at the time I was about 6'1". And it's like, yeah, we don't look anything alike. I tower over these people, and I have a good 40 pounds on my dad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's what happens, bitch. Anyway, that's why I have this towel right here. Yeah, it was sitting my Torah was sitting on top of it. See? One in the same. Like, yeah. But no, like, I absolutely love. It's so funny. Like, I got one of my friends right now. She's in the process of reading the Torah, and then she's going to read the Quran, and she has the Sacred Mushroom and the Cross, which was the book about that. I believe he was a priest in the Vatican, and they asked him to go and, basically translate the Dead Sea Scrolls. Sometimes my brain is like, the word, just say it, dude. Just trust yourself, you dick. I'm also weirdly out of breath. No, his job was to translate the Dead Sea Scrolls, and basically what he figured out after like 12 years of doing it, or something, he was a priest for 12 years, that all Christianity is not a cult, but it's a gathering of people who just do a bunch of drugs and then have sex just to live. Because honestly, in truth, like, that's basically what all religions were back then. It was just groups of people who believed the same thing. And then because they had like morals, the same value morals, a community, city, village, town, whatever. And then they just did a bunch of drugs. That's the funny thing. Like, a lot of, like, if you read the Torah, when God communicates to these people, it's always in the most weirdest ways. Fire, storms, like water. Like, it's always the weirdest fucking things. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, when he fucking destroyed heaven and earth, which in turn, see, that one's hard to believe. So it was a city, and God knows, like, who knows? We don't know if it could have been burnt up by a big old asteroid fire thing that God sent. But the story, Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing a bunch of gay shit. That's where, and two, like, I shouldn't even say it like that, but they were, so sodomization, was going, and like God, and like people were saying, like, God's not gonna like this shit. You guys gotta stop. You guys gotta stop this. And then, boom. What I almost want to think is, it could have been like a governmental thing. What was the governmental thing? I don't know. I'm speaking way out of my asshole right now. And but yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah, all this stuff. Pinky rings. Really, honestly, to tell you the truth, guys, I think that's going to be the title of this episode. Pinky rings. Pinky ring. Because I think it's funny. I could do it. I am. It's like, John, what the fuck are you not? So yeah, let's go on. What did I have that was interesting this week? Was it anything weird that I Googled? Nothing weird that I Googled. Let's look at the things that I wrote down. Okay. Oh. How was your guys' 420? You guys have a good 420? I remember being in college, my first year living out in LA. And because back then, weed had just been legalized for medical use. So, but everyone could get their medical card. And like back then, when you got your medical card, I never got one because it was just super easy for me to get weed I had roommates that had cards. I had roommates that sold. I just knew people that just always had it. Like I remember for the first year, I would smoke like an eighth a day. It was insane. And people would be like, "Oh my God, John, that's a lot of weed," which it is. But I was also making a lot of movies and a lot of art. And that, because, I was young. I was like, what, 19 years old, 18 years old. And I was living in this big city and smoking all this weed and just painting and making short films. And I was just living. And it was just like, I was sleeping on like a 2-inch mat. Like that was like about that much. And the only reason I was doing it was because I felt like this is what you're supposed to do as an artist. You're supposed to do things like this to grow. Which is, I think, true at an extent, because in turn, that's the reason why I picked up golf. The reason why I picked up golf was to work on patience and precision and just the ability to be sharp at something. Because I think it's really important, because a lot of what they say, like a lot of people who can like be focused and like be within the moment, be into the moment, they can play golf and they can do it really well, like, the putting and all that stuff, and the driving, and like that's really the big thing. It's just like I really want to master that ability, because I think it's such a weird, awkward thing. And if you can, because so many people, that's the one thing they tell me, like, "Oh man, like I wish I could golf, but I just cannot swing the golf club that well." And I'm like, yeah, it fucking sucks for a long time. The learning curve is pretty steep. But you can get good at your short game. But yeah, it was hilarious. I had 420, and back in the day it was funny. It was just, and plus, like, that's when I feel like weed was still cool. Now weed is just a normal thing that the kids nowadays won't grow up. They'll look at someone who smokes weed. It's like, oh yeah, it's just a normal thing. But like, yeah, Terry also gets Terry, he gets hammered as fuck. Joe just gets high as hell. And, I guess I'll help. I went to school with was it John Lynn's bodyguard's daughter? Random things, yeah. And that man ended up passing away of cancer. Poor man. Rest in peace. And well, we would always like smoke pot. Like there would be like 6 or 7 of us, and like we would just walk through the house. We would like just walk into the door. Her mom would be like, would just be making a quilt. And then her dad was like reading the paper, smoking a pipe. We're like, "What's up? What's up, Mr. and Mrs. blah, blah, blah." And then we just like, "Yeah, like you're going downstairs," like going downstairs, and just go downstairs and sit around. And I was always like, I would always get super fucking high, and I never talked. I was that guy. I just like just chilled. I'm like just like looking around, just hanging out. We're all just high, just hanging out, just being kids. And then occasionally, like, one of us would be like, "I got like a 12-pack. You guys want to play some beer pong?" And then we play beer pong. And then we would take breaks. We would take breaks from beer pong to just get high, to smoke a bong. And we just pass the bong around. It was just a hilarious group of people, because one of them went to, well, I went to film school. The girl, she's a psychologist now, and she has her doctorate. The guy, we had a guy who's like, he was the youngest one out of all of us, and him and I smoked the most amount of weed, and we always smoked together. And actually, technically, he's 2 years younger than me, so he's 32 now. But at the time, that's so weird. He's the same grade as me, but he's 2 years younger than me. He was a genius. He went to, we're the two that went out to California for school, for university, and he went to Cal Poly. He's an engineer. He's married now. Jeez, like all these people, actually tell you the truth, all these people are married with kids. It's hilarious as well. I'm the only one that doesn't have kids. He went to Cal Poly, and he's an engineer. The other one, we had another one. He was a redhead guy. He smoked, no, he smoked pot, but he did a lot. He was like a chemist. He was really into chemistry and all that stuff. He was super into that shit growing up. He ended up becoming an engineer. He has, and then the other guy, comedian, just a big group of us. And he tours. So it's just like, what's so funny is that you probably will know who the last guy is. But, just for the sake of the story and all that stuff, that's not the big deal. It's just this thing. And like, we all met in choir. We were all just weird people. And we all met in choir. And then 3 of us played football together. And, we were the stoner group of the high school. And then, actually, last guy didn't even really smoke that much then. He does a lot more now than he does then, like a lot more now. Like, I should tell you the truth, him and I are probably the only 2 that actually still do it. Oh man, good times. All these guys, all these people, all of them scored on their ACT. We all scored in the 30s. It was hilarious. We were the biggest fucking group of ding dongs. I was a fucking ding dong. I didn't do shit in high school. Nothing. I'll be the first one to admit that. I didn't do shit. I did zero to apply myself. Didn't even try. Did not care. Did not want to care. You could not give me shit to care about. Like, my mom would do things like, you can get fucking tattoos if you get good grades in this or this. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but nah, I'm good. In retrospect, thank fucking God. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. What else do I have? Some about horse's ass. Oh, you guys want to hear it? Okay. So I feel like I was a horse's ass today, which now I'm going to have to so I'm going to easily make it up. It's not that big of a deal, but I think it's hilarious how big of a mountain I've made out of this little molehill. So I went and I got my hair cut today. Can't tell. It looks gorgeous. I get my hair cut, get my eyebrows done. Same person. God bless. It's very rare when you meet someone who can do both at the same time. Maybe it's just me. It's probably most likely just rare for me to have been able to find someone who could do both. But it is what it is. And so I went and I got my haircut today. I've been going to him for, I think we're going on 3 months now. And so where I go, his haircuts are not that expensive, but he does such a great job. So I'm like, and so how he does it is like, it works perfectly for 2 weeks. I get paid again, go back to him, boom, done, over and done with. And so when I put my card in to do the thing, and I was so fucking high, I was so fucking baked this morning that on the thing I put on the tip, it was like, I thought where it was supposed to say tip, normally I put $3, I just give him a $3 tip, which, truthful, now that I'm saying that, pretty fucking cheap, but I go to him every 2 weeks, so I feel like it's not that bad, like 4, 8, 12, like, what was it? I go 4 times. Well, I guess 2 times, like $8, $10. I guess that is really not that much. I should give him a bigger tip, shouldn't I? But anyway, I guess this is in retrospect. This is a good conversation to be having because, what I ended up doing was like, I thought in the tip thing was supposed to be the total, so I put 23, and so I gave him a $23 tip, which in turn, like, it's really not that much money, and I feel really bad, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, I can just cancel it. So he canceled it, and I'm just giving a $3 tip, but now I feel like a fucking massive schmuck, because I'm like, John, you just bought a bunch of like golf shit this past week when you got paid, and you got here, and like, so like next time when I go, I'm going to just give him a $25 tip because that'd be what I normally do. But then I'm going to have to start the tip needs to be more because that's not fair. That's not much. That's not enough. And I'm just like, I felt like such a fucking schmuck. And he's like, and like the thing is, I guarantee it most likely because I've already talked to someone about it. And they're like, I guarantee you, he hasn't even thought about it. He probably didn't even think about it. He's just like, oh, well, someone just fucks up on a transition. No big fucking deal. We'll just move on. But you're just making this big old mountain of a molehill of a thing. And I'm like, yeah. But it's like, I'm like, I should do it. I'm thinking about trying to get a pinky ring. Like, you can't have a pinky ring and be a cheap cunt. Like, and like, the thing is, like, these things aren't, like, it's not that expensive. Like, so I'm just going to, like, next time when I get my hair cut in 2 weeks, I'm just going to give a $25 tip. Just to even it out, just so I feel better. It's like, dude, just take this. I can't stand having this now. Oh man, because it's just like, to me, it's like, money's money. Like, don't get me wrong, is it nice to have some? Yeah, but it's also, I came from Honduras and I didn't have anything, and I was malnourished, and I'm just lucky to be here in America. I'm just lucky to be in the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes people are like, "Well, what's your big fucking dream in life, buddy?" I'm like, you're fucking seeing it, because to you, you think I'm just being a fucking jerk off," which is true, which is massively true. I'm a massive jerk off. That's not the thing, but it's also like, hey, buddy, I came from nothing. I came from Honduras, and I didn't have anything there, and came all the way here, didn't know the language or anything, and boom. I'm here speaking on a podcast, recording on all this stuff, all this shit you see behind me. I fucking bought with my fucking hands for the most part. A lot of there's some props here and there, but for the most part, all this shit, yeah. But and so I'm just like, you're seeing it, buddy. You're seeing me. I'm living my life, man. I'm living a life. I can just, who gives a fuck after this? Because that's not the point. Like, the point is, like, we're living. Like, we're in the 1%, buddy. We're living in America, which may not be America much longer, but I love to still think about that as a dream. And yeah, why? So I don't know. Like, yeah, like, sometimes things suck, and like, you work a shitty job, but at the end of the day, we're living here in America. Like, I got a car, and I'm drinking LaCroix like a cunt. I have a coffee. Like, coffee. So, it is what it is. Life is good. Life is real good. So, I don't know. What the hell am I bitching about? I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. It has pink on it. We're here. Okay, what the fuck's a parasite cleanse? Does anyone know what a parasite cleanse is? We're gonna Google this real quick. So so there's this girl on Instagram that I follow. She doesn't like show her butt off or anything. She's just an artist, and she's like, my name's such and such. I can't remember her name. So she's like, and she's like, I am highly fashionable. Get dressed with me. And like, she starts out with like just her bra and panties, but she just wears like artsy bras and panties. They're not like sexy. She's not trying to be sexy in any way, but because she's not doing that, she's just like portraying an art. She's portraying beautiful in the sense of art. Like you're not, I don't know. Some guys probably would jerk off to her. I'm not saying, I don't know. I feel like it's rude to say either way, but I'm just saying, like, it's just cute to see. It's just a really cool, artsy, fun, awesome visual thing that I'm so jealous I didn't think of first. Basically what I'm trying to say. But she does this, and she's like, yeah, I got married. I started like looking on her page, and like I've been following her for a while. She's like, I got married. And then like some days she's like, get dressed with me videos, and there's this one where she posted about saying, she's like, yeah, me and my husband, we just got done doing a parasite cleanse. And what that did was it allowed us to get our mind free to like buy a new house. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so we went to Chicago, and we bought one of these houses. And I guess he's a realtor. She's an actress or an actor. I should say actor because that's what she has on her page. Because in truth, actor is unisex. It should be unisex. The only reason why we make it more, we genderify it, is because I guess, for story form, if we are really just trying to get the story out. But yeah, she did a parasite cleanse. So I'm telling you the backstory of that so we can now Google it, because I don't know what the fuck it is. So, parasite cleanse. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. It has to be weird because she's like artsy and like, but like I'm a meathead art. So my thing is like, let's play golf. Let's get really good at golf. Parasite cleanse for adults. Parasite cleanse. Let's look at video. What is it? Video. Parasite cleanse, natural ways to get rid of parasites. Interesting. Okay. Okay. The one day that I didn't hook up my computer to the inbox, I have to now do it by my phone, which is beautiful. Click to play to learn more about tapeworm home remedies. I don't have tapeworm. So I just want to watch a video. Parasite cleanse, do it yourself. 1 in 3 people have parasites in health. What the fuck? That's fucking gross, but I also feel like that's just one of those weird hippie things that people like to say. And I'm like, they say it, but they never show me any like actual evidence. Like if you were just to pull up a fucking piece of paper so I could look at it and be like, oh, and it had like a study on it, and I'm like, okay, it's from the school. It's written in this year. I'm like, okay, parasites. What are these parasites? What the fuck's a parasite? It's like the same people who say, oh, I'm going on a detox. Okay, next time you hear someone say this, be a cunt, because what they're saying is pretty cunty too. Detox cleanse? What the hell do you mean by that? Next time they ask, I'm going on a detox cleanse. Ask them, what detox are you going from? Like, what are these things that you are so that are so rabid in your body that you have to get rid of? Like, what is it? What is it? Please tell me what it is. And they won't be able to tell you because they're full of shit. What you're basically doing, you're just shitting. You're just shitting a lot. You're just taking stuff to make you shit. You're just getting, it's like when people think that you can go in the sauna and you're going to lose fat. You're like, you're not going to lose fat. You're just losing water weight. It's not the same. It could help with losing weight, but it's not going to be the end all be all. So that is my horse. I'm now stepping off my high horse and my lack of any medical degree as well. But I just never understood the detox, and now this parasite cleanse thing now. Okay, cool. Kill parasites with ringworm. What? Take cloves to kill parasite eggs. Okay. Take black nuts to kill parasite larvae. Eat papaya seeds. When you eat the papaya seed, it's really helpful to antibacterial food with every meal. That way they're eating things that hurt them. I mean, like, but what parasites? I mean, okay, here's a video of a girl.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be making a parasite smoothie.
I'm gonna probably get a fucking copyright strike on this too.
I have leaky gut, an autoimmune condition, and the foods that I eat are a huge contributor to my inflammation. But recently,
Okay, that's it. You just found your cure, baby. Stop eating those things. I don't think enough people eat salad. That's what I think. And that's what I'm starting to realize. A lot of people just don't eat enough salad. And, myself included, I should eat more salad. I really should. It's just, guys, parasite cleanse, detox cleanse. What the fuck are you guys talking about? You never explain what is the actual parasite? Name me one. Name me one that's in your body, you fucking dick. It's just, you're trying to sound smart without going to school for being smart. And I'm sorry, but there is a reason why you should go to university. There is a reason why. So you could sound like an asshole and say university. So anyway, guys, that was the podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys do great. There's a little bug going around. I had it. I hope you guys are doing. Just wash your hands for fuck's sake. Don't kiss anybody you don't really know. Until next week. Bye.